Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about 5 ways that you can glow up from the inside out. This is going to be part 1 of my glow up series where we're going to be talking about how to become the woman of our dreams. Obviously, I'm still learning and growing, and I believe that becoming the woman of your dreams is a lifelong journey, and your ideal version of yourself will change many times in your life. But I want to document my journey and share what I learn and have learned along the way. Just like with anything else, I do believe that a glow up starts from the inside, and so this video we're going to be focusing on all the internal things to get our mind, body, and spirit right for us to be able to realize the best version of ourselves.
Baby, but you know I'm about to keep you up. Welcome to my channel, and today I'm about to teach you something.
So to me, what glowing up means is just like becoming the ideal version of yourself, despite any perceptions or any limiting beliefs that you have of like why you can't be that person. Basically like overcoming those and stepping into who you want to be. Glowing up isn't really about an aesthetic or about any particular clothes you have or way you do your hair. It's really about how you feel internally, figuring out like who am I without limitations, who do I want to be, and how do I like allow myself to grow into that person from the inside out. The most important thing about a glow up and the mindset that you should have when you're going on a journey to, you know, discover yourself and be the best version of yourself or embody that is being authentic. The worst thing that you want to do is go on a journey to like become the best version of yourself, and all you come up with is a copy of something you saw on social media or like something, basically someone who's not you. What if you're like not sure about who you are? I know a couple years ago I was in a place where like I was not sure what I wanted to do in my life. I wasn't sure, basically I just didn't feel like I was living authentically, but I wasn't really sure like what was or who was authentically me. I wasn't really sure about my likes and dislikes with career, with dating, or with my lifestyle. I think that if you're in a place where you're not really sure of any of those things about yourself, it presents you with a really great opportunity to spend time with yourself and get to know yourself in that way. Once you have a better idea of the you that you're envisioning and the version of the woman you want to be, now it's time to start thinking deeply about the ideal version of yourself and the version of yourself now, and really identify the differences between the two. So when you picture this ideal version of yourself, what are you doing? Like, what does a day look like, and what's different in that day, the things that you do in that day versus what you do now? If you view the ideal version of yourself as someone always smiling and happy, don't focus on that external like, oh, this person is happy, but what does someone who is consistently happy do? How do they live their lives? How do they spend their time? But if you've identified what you need to do in order to, for example, if the ideal version of yourself has a job that you need a degree for, but you're not studying and doing your work, what's really stopping you from doing that? And this could be one of 3 things in my opinion. The first thing is a lack of like direction. So if you do lack direction, like if you're struggling to actually identify the actions that you need to take and kind of the version of yourself that you want to be, I recommend going to therapy. That is a great safe space for you to be able to get to know yourself better. If you can't go to therapy or you just want to take a step today, I recommend watching the documentary on Netflix called Studs. He's basically like a really well-known therapist in Hollywood. There's some really great techniques in that documentary just about like how to get to know yourself, or when you feel like you don't have direction in life or you don't know what's special about you, who you are, what you want to do, like actionable steps to take. So I recommend watching that. Now, if you feel like you have clarity on, you know, like what you want to do, your direction in life, but you feel like you're having trouble with actually taking action on the things you know you want to do, usually this is because of limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves that don't align with the actions that we need to take in order to realize this ideal version of ourselves. A limiting belief, for example, is like you want to be an entrepreneur and start a business, but you're not really taking the steps in order to do that. An entrepreneur really needs to feel like they have high agency, like they get to make the decisions in life. They trust themselves to make decisions even when it's not what everyone else would do, because ultimately if you're starting a business, you're probably doing something new, or at least doing it in a new way. And if you don't view yourself as someone with high agency, subconsciously your beliefs are going to be in conflict with how you need to see and think about yourself in order to actually do the things that make you a successful entrepreneur. If you can relate to this at all, I would highly recommend looking at some videos from the personal development school. A lot of them focus on figuring out how to basically hijack your subconscious mind to start taking actions that will allow you to remove those beliefs and replace them with beliefs that are actually aligned with the direction you want to go in life. And the last reason why you might have trouble with actually glowing up and becoming the best version of yourself is a lack of resources, which is why I think starting on focusing on the internal is great, because you don't have to have a lot of money, a lot of time to take care of yourself and prioritize how you feel on the inside. Good morning, friends. The rest of this video is going to be in like a vlog style. So I'll take you through just things that I do every day throughout my day that I think add to my glow up or becoming the ideal version of myself and being able to sustain that. And the first thing I want to talk about is physical health. So I'm on a journey this year to embed physical activity into just my lifestyle. Coming from being a D1 athlete, it was really hard for me to get over the all or nothing like mentality with working out. It's just like I have to move my body every day, just like I have to wash it every day and feed it every day. I think on a day-to-day basis, it's really important to just have activity in your routine. For some people, maybe that is going to the gym. For me, that's not something I really can sustain every day for the rest of my life, but what I can sustain is a 10-minute workout. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Okay, that's done. I usually burn like 50 calories from that. And I also try to take like walks sometime throughout the day. And on the weekends, I try to do like a more intense workout, but I try to make it fun, like an excursion to like try a new workout class or do a workout with a friend. Like I try to make it either a social activity or like an exploration thing. And then I always feel like it's really nice after I move my body in some way to meditate and like do my mental health stuff. I think it's really important to prioritize mental health when you're trying to like glow up or become the ideal version of yourself, because we really can't do anything if we're not feeling good mentally or like emotionally. I know sometimes it's like, oh, mental health only matters when like something really big happens, but life is full of like stressors just every single day, and that creates tension in our minds and our bodies. And so I think like moving your body helps to release that tension, and also sitting with your mind helps to like reactively combat that tension and like build up in your brain kind of, but also proactively. It always like helps me throughout my day to practice grace and acceptance. I definitely think the reason that I do these things every day is because they make me feel good. And so there's the proof right there. But yeah, I just try to meditate for a couple of minutes every day, and I really just like focus on my breath a little, and even focus on my thoughts, not following my thoughts, but observing that I'm thinking, and observing like what's on my mind today. If you've never meditated before, Headspace is a great resource to help you learn how to meditate. I used it for like 2 years, and then I felt like, you know, I got it from here. So after I meditate, I usually pray. I think it's really nice to just take a second every day to vocalize like what's troubling you and what's on your mind in that way, and also what you're grateful for in your life. So how I pray is I just, you know, say what's troubling me what's on my mind, what I'm worried about today, and I kind of like release it, and then I list off some things that I'm grateful for. And once I'm in like a state of gratitude, then I like imagine like what would be like the best thing that could happen today, like what is my one wish for the day, and I just sit with that for a second. For me, I view this as like, what would I do for someone I love? How would I take care of someone I love? And these are all things that I would do. You would want the person that you love to be the best version of themselves, and you would want to help them do that by taking care of them. That's what basically all these things are kind of about, just pouring love into you. And I feel like when you fill yourself up with love, it just pours out into all other areas of your life. Now that I've done all this, I'm gonna like get myself ready for the day, and I will see you guys later to talk about nutrition and media consumption. Hey guys, so it's a bit later in the day now, and I'm on like a work break. I've just been working for most of the day so far, and I was really hungry, and so I decided to take a break. And I wanted to talk about media consumption and how media consumption plays into your glow up era. I personally love media. As humans, I feel like we're programmed to enjoy stories, whether that's video or book or TikToks. I also think our squirrel brains kind of like follow anything that catches our eye, and it's important to be intentional about the kind of content that you consume, when you consume it, and how much of it you consume. So one thing that I try to do is mitigate like mindless scrolling. Phones are great, they're useful, they're fun, they're also so distracting. So one thing I try to do is eliminate screen time first thing in the morning by just not using my phone first thing, and having like those 3 things that I have to do in the morning before I use my phone, which is stretch, meditate, and pray. And I've also recently incorporated habit stacking in between those, so that I make sure that I get my workout or my walk in before I get on my phone, and that just saves me like an hour or 2 of being on my screen, because I know for the rest of the day I am. Also, sometimes when you're working, you get kind of like tired, or you need a break and you want to like go look at something else. I don't think that we can't just scroll with no intention. I think it's fine to do that, but I think you should have designated times when you do those things. So like if it's on a work break, like right now. And I also think that sometimes we can get with like fast consuming content like TikTok, or even like binge watching shows. I'm just being greedy. I'm just trying to get as much content as I can, like, ooh, what's next after this? How I have started trying to like relieve some of that is writing down things that I want to like look up or watch a video on or a TikTok on or something, so that when I have those times where it's like, okay, now's my time to like scroll on TikTok or whatever, I already know the kind of stuff that I'm like interested in, so I don't spend hours like going down a rabbit hole. How I stop going down a rabbit hole if I sense myself going down, like for instance, if I'm watching this video on like money mistakes that are making you poor, and it would be so easy for me to like, once I'm looking at that topic, to be like, oh, there's more videos about this topic, and just keep watching them. But if I have additional questions, if I can help myself, if I can stop and take a deep breath for a second, then I just write those things down as things that I know that I want to look up at another time, so that it's not like lost. I can just go look at those videos, or just like save it to watch later on YouTube or TikTok or whatever it is. Also with TV, I do like TV and movies. I try to watch movies more than TV shows, because I feel like with TV shows, I don't have a lot of self-control. Like, it's really easy for me to binge watch, but more long form content like a movie is just like, okay, I'll be watching this movie for like 2 or 3 days, and then I can take a break and go watch another movie like another time. And that's more like a 1 or 2 times a week thing for me, versus like, for example, I was watching Outer Banks a couple weeks ago, and I literally finished the whole thing in 2 weeks, because I was just like, I just need to watch the next episode. So I try to not watch TV shows that much, but I go towards media where like I don't feel like I have to have that much commitment to the media. So movies, and also audiobooks. I've been listening to audiobooks so much this year. I think I've read like, or listened to like 7 already, and I feel like they're so good, because you can just like, if you're eating or on a walk or folding your clothes or something, you can just turn your audiobook on and you already know it's a form of content that you intentionally wanted to consume, like you wanted to read this book, and so it's something important to you or something that you know that you're gonna like or you find value in, I feel like that saves me from scrolling and stuff. And again, there's nothing wrong with like social media. I love social media. It's just like I don't want to be like mindlessly consuming stuff that's not actually important to me, because that's taking away time that I could be spending on consuming content that actually is important to me. And it's just about being intentional and making those choices that are actually in your best alignment.
You do have to choose the right one. There are lots of people out there who work really hard, much harder than I will ever work. They work their absolute butts off. Unfortunately, we live in a world where
the next way that I feel like you can add to your glow up internally is by prioritizing nutrition. And I'm on a work trip right now, so I don't have that many food options around. But for me, prioritizing nutrition just means like eating nutrient dense foods and choosing the better option when you can. It's important to look at nutrition as like additive instead of subtractive. So not that I can't eat things, but I'll get the like better of two choices. So I just went down to the like hotel convenience area and I got a PB&J because the peanut butter will give me some protein, you know. I got Smart Pop, and like maybe Smart Pop isn't the best choice, but like I could have gotten potato chips, and I know that popcorn is better for me than potato chips. And like I wanted something to drink and I got a San Pellegrino instead of like a soda or like a really sugary juice. And so it's not really like anything is off limits to me. I just view it as like what's gonna make me feel the best, and of the options that are available, like which choice is better. And of course, like at a macro level, making sure that you're getting your macros. So making sure that you're getting enough fruits and veggies, proteins, complex carbs, and fats. And I just view my meals as trying to get some of all of those in there. And I'm not perfect, I'm not a nutritionist, and I also think that we should enjoy the food that we eat. It should, you know, be an enjoyable part of our lives. And I definitely always feel a big difference in my mood, my energy levels, and my ability to focus depending on what I eat. You're just trying to care for yourself in a way that shows that you love yourself, and I think that you would want someone that you love to eat nutritiously and, you know, in a way that makes them feel good. So those are all my tips and tricks on how to get started on your self-love journey, how to glow up internally, how to start becoming the woman of your dreams. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see the rest of the videos in this series. And otherwise, I'll see you in another video.